I would like to start by thanking the organizers for inviting me again to be part of this great conference. Uh, my Let me just before talk about the challenges, highlight the importance of addressing these challenges. I would like to talk about a person. Basically, I didn't only come from the conventional banking. Actually, before that, I spent 20 years in a multinational and I ran very large geography for Microsoft, actually. I was the managing director of the Middle East. And I understand that the old world that we used to live in used to be those great multinationals, and then we created an ecosystem, a local ecosystem around them, and created great economies with a lot of partners. Microsoft, when I was part of it, has one of the largest ecosystems as partners as possible. And we were very proud of going into those local economies and creating amazing ecosystem around us and creating an economy. And we facilitated the amazing competencies and we created a lot of businesses. The problem that I see and the risk right now that we have from the big techs and what is happening in the economy is basically this e-commerce and this new revolution in the technology is cutting the middleman out. And cutting the middleman out means that a lot of those great technology companies really do not need the local partners. And I moved my company Path Solution completely to the cloud, and I'm dealing with Microsoft directly, and I'm not dealing with any local partners. So this introduced a tremendous challenge to the local economies. Where do you play? And especially, let's talk about our friend here, Amra. I mean, if PayPal comes in as a payment solution, then basically you can really, really hurt some of the local players in that place. I believe this is highlighted in 2020 when you had basically every economy almost suffering, but the top 5 or 6 technology companies, their stock price actually almost doubled, and they're doing much better than anybody else. The wealthy, those companies become so wealthy where all the economies, and this is, by the way, a trend is going to continue. So we have to wake up and find a new formula, how the local economy is going to work with those big techs and both. Listen, the G-force in all this is technology. I understand Rupert's point about humans and all that, but really it was a technology revolution that changed all these things around the world, and almost in every sector and every financial. And the challenge right now for all the local companies, including local Islamic banks, including local financial institutions, is to find what is our role, how we can compete with the big techs, how we can compete with those global fintechs, etc. And I believe it's gonna take a cultural revolution internally in this organization. It's gonna take the regulators has to play a key role in how all this is gonna play. It's gonna take a lot of work, and I am sad to say I am not seeing it. People are being blindsided by the excitement of technology and what's happening on the world theater or stage, that they are not really taking care of what is our role in the future. Some European countries start waking up to that, and you can see Germany saying, you know what, our data doesn't leave Germany. Any cloud provider has to come and build the clouds in Germany, and any fintechs, all those technology companies has to be taxed, etc., etc. It's a very long discussion, but I believe it's very important, this discussion, to put on the table with all this excitement about the big techs and the big fintechs and all that, is where is the small local player? Okay, you can create amazing innovation locally, but what is their role in this huge ecosystem is the big question that we have to ask.